Today we're going to price out how to paint walls in a whole home in under 10 minutes using PaintScout. Michael and I are going to talk about the different ways that we get the pricing to the system and get it in the hands of the customer really quick, as well as a bunch of sales tips of how you can build the pricing so that the customer is more inclined to value the project you're delivering. Let's get into it. Hello guys, today we're going to price out the walls in this home. No closets, nothing like that. It's a new home. They just want to get rid of the gray. I'm here with Michael Murray. I'm Jon Bryant. We are happy to be here and share with you our, over 40 years combined experience, how this works and how we are going to price this home in 5 or 10 minutes. Michael, is that our goal?
Yeah, I think under 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minute video here. Obviously we're going to chat about a few things. I think that's a great goal. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to fly through it, guys. We're using PaintScout as our estimate engine. PaintScout runs on lots of different ways of estimating, but we love time-based rates or production rates. So follow along. Here we go. So we're going to do a new estimate here over on the right, interior, empty quote. As per always, contact and job address is up to you, but let's start doing it here. So we're doing the first and second floors of this home. So you can see down here at the bottom right, we're looking here at the primary bedroom. We're going to kind of fly through some of this stuff as we go. So as you can see, it is 18 by 22. Yep. So Michael, I'm going to go ahead and add that.
Let's do it.
So area, so we got the master bedroom, 18 by 22. Perfect. 8-foot ceilings. Awesome. Great. We're going to select the walls. Boom. Add the area. Okay. So now we've gotten our walls there. We have a little hallway here. What are you going to do there? Are you going to add that in?
Yeah, I'm going to put that. It looks like this is part of the master or the primary bedroom suite here. So yep. Yeah, I'm going to add that probably into that same area. I'm going to add another section of walls. I can't see the dimensions. Looks like it's probably about
hold on.
8 to 10 feet or something.
It actually doesn't show here. So let's just guess something.
Yeah, that's fine. You can probably use like that primary closet on the left as a size there. I think it's 11.
Yeah, 11 feet. 11. It's probably the same thing. 11 by 4.5.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, 11 by 4.5 by 8. Perfect. Same thing. We're also assuming there's not a lot of prep here because it's a new home. So
yep,
trying to get rid of that. All right, so we're going to add that in. Perfect. We got our master. And while I'm going here, Michael, you want to explain where the pricing's coming from? I'm going to start adding the hallway and stuff like that in here.
Yeah, when you say pricing, like the hourly rate?
So 12.
You're asking?
I'm going to go with 20.
So the
longer than that. 25 on the hallway length.
Yeah, I think it's important as we do this that somebody watching this isn't getting caught up in the exact price. What we're going to look at here as we build this and towards the end is how long does this project take? The amount you charge per hour is going to be based on your labor rates in your specific area, how you run your business. For example, this house that we're looking at happens to be in the Chicagoland area. Probably pretty expensive sales rate. Cost of labor, cost of living is very high in that type of an area. Maybe not quite as high as, maybe in California or New York or, Boston or something like that. But it's going to be on the higher side. So depending on what part of the country or whatever you're coming from, your sales rate is certainly going to be.
Perfect. So that explains it. As I'm going through here, I'm just adding different areas, putting those in. So we've got a room here, another room. So it's 12 by 10. Michael, as I'm going through, feel free to add any comments here. So
yeah, definitely would like to see you use that copy feature. I'm not sure if you are, just kind of watching more of the house here.
Let me show some people how that works. So
yep,
let's go back to the back bedroom here. We're going to do another. We're going to copy this, and that back bedroom is a 13 by 12. Oops, cancel that. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to go edit, and we're just going to go 13 by 12. Oops. We've got another bedroom in there. Perfect. So I think that's everything upstairs. We're not going to do closets or bathrooms, right? Like we said.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now we're going to move down to the lower floor. And looks like
let's add something for that stairway.
Yes. Now, I mean, we're going down. So this is a 3-story. So we're going to go down here to the living room. Take back look back up these stairs. So we've got this stairwell here. Not a lot of details on this one, but let's add it in.
Yep.
Area. So we're gonna go stairwell, and
Maybe.
it looks like it's probably a 2-story stairwell up here, right? I'm gonna guess.
The height wise, yeah, something like that makes sense.
So this is a little more of a more complicated section, but and we don't have really dimensions on this. I always assume like 1 foot per run. Per step. So we're going to back this up a little here, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we got 13 feet here, and looks like probably 6 feet here.
Call it 15 to 18.
15 to 18.
That's that little landing.
So we're gonna. Do you do this as like similar like a hallway going up, or do you view this as like one wall? How do you do that?
I'm just going to use like that same like room type dimension, not the walls. I know we've got a little bit missing where the railing section is there. I'm not going to get overly complicated. It's certainly going to add a little bit of time to set up maybe a ladder or something in there. So yeah, I'm going to have something along the lines of like 15 by 4, 16 by 4, probably height of about 9 or 10, just to account for the fact that there is like a taller section up there.
Section. Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. We got a stairwell. Okay. And we're going to select walls again. Now we have a separate, for us, we go 16-foot walls. I'd consider these to be harder walls as you get higher, because you got to get a ladder out, that kind of thing. Would you do the same, or how are you going to approach
that? I wouldn't. I would probably add an extra like hour or something just to make sure our team has time to set up the ladder safely. I think we're going to end up in the same place.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's go that way. Click into here. We're going to add an hour of prep time. Beautiful. 5 hours for this stairwell. It seems a little low. It's my gut feel. I guess 6 hours total. My issue here, Michael, is that the rise is going to take some cutting. A bunch of cutting here.
Go ahead. Add some time.
Okay, so I'm going to add another.
Keep moving.
I'm going to keep another 4 hours here. So we got 5. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think the big thing here as we look at something like this is what we just did. It's like, yep, your gut says let's add a little bit of time, then let's just add a little bit of time and keep moving.
Yeah.
Progress is more important than perfect. And I think, too many people get stuck on like trying to come up with a perfect price, when the reality is there is no such thing.
For sure.
We need to have a pretty accurate price, which is why we do this. But if we're, taking an hour to put together our pricing, that's, the customer's not going to be real happy. They don't want to sit there for an hour waiting for us to do that. It's also just not a very efficient use of our time.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm adding the foyer here. We got 5 by 4. All right, 8 foot or 10 foot on the main floor here.
I was going to say 9 or 10 foot seems appropriate.
Okay, so we got that there. Adding the walls again, and again, like you said, I mean, copying these things is probably your best bet here. So we're going to copy this. Click into
one of my favorite features in PaintScout,
and we're going to go into our living room. So we're going to name this living room. Perfect.
About 13 by 23, it looks like.
13 by 23, 10 foot. Confirm that. Add that in. We go ahead and copy this again. And we're going to bring this up here. So we got a kitchen, which is, let's see if I can get over here. Living room. Okay. Perfect. Kitchen. All right. Kitchen there. So we've got cabinets and stuff, but let's just get the information here so we can start making adjustments. We're going to edit this into kitchen. And this is going to be a 17 by 16. You'll notice I'm not putting in perfect dimensions here, because I feel like
doesn't make a difference.
It's irrelevant. Yeah. All right. So I think we should click into this one just really briefly. So we've got a kitchen. It's 17 by 16. Got a bunch of cabinets on one side. Are you removing that, Michael? What are you doing?
Nope, I'm not. If anything, I might add a little bit of extra time because of all the cutting that's going to be needed around there, all of the added like prep to make sure that we get those, masked off, taped off, covered up pretty well. Yeah. So certainly to your question, I guess I'm not removing any time or like surface area from that. If anything, I might add a little bit extra time to account for that.
Cool. Okay, so let's put that in there then. So 8 hours of painting, cool. And then we've got a family room here. You see at the end, so it's a 17 by 15 right in front of the I guess, fireplace. So let's go here. We're going to copy this again. Bring this up. Edit this guy. This is now a family room. And so much of these features, Michael, like you mentioned, the copying and all that kind of thing, it's to speed this process up. And we want to be, like you and I both agree on this, that we want to be talking with the customer as much as possible in the process in order to, get feedback on the price. We're in front of them. We want to talk to them. We want to deliver a price and maybe even get that job on the spot, So time is of the essence, and this has all been designed that way. All right. So another 8 hours there. So we've built this out now. We are at, let's take a look here at the kitchen, family room. Okay. So we've got should we go down here and do the mudroom? Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's check it out. What do we got?
Okay. So we got the mudroom here. Let's see if I can get over here. Okay. We got a mudroom. All right. Oh, this is a fun one.
It's cool. I like that space.
That's a cool space. Yeah. So we're trying to get the dimensions here. So this one's an interesting one. So I'm going to go and copy here the family room. And we're going to edit this guy. Okay. So we got mudroom. And this one here, I don't think they've actually taken into account the downstairs stairs, have they? In that measurement.
Doesn't seem like it. Yeah.
Edge, because really, if we're probably at what 17.3 then 17.3 by 5, I think. So we'll go 17 by 5. And the interesting thing here is that we've actually got 20-foot ceilings, right?
And somebody watching, right? So some of this wall we probably already accounted for in our family room because there really is no wall where that railing is. Mm-hmm. So like some of this wall, let's call it the top half, we did account for in painting the family room. Probably can get away with just adding some additional wall. For the sake of just maybe probably a more realistic quote, maybe the customer says, no, we're pretty good with this like built-in like shelf, cubby, bench section here on the left, that like green color, but we just want to again get rid of this like gray tone.
So you know what I would do in that case, because I agree with you, is that I think I would add in this as a single wall.
I would too.
So here, when we go up here, we got the room 4 walls. This probably isn't the case because we've already accounted for a bunch of stuff. So let's go surface single wall. In which case now we have I think it's you probably want to go what, like 15 to 20, just because you got some of this extra space coming up.
Sure. Wide, you're saying? Or
height.
Yeah. Again, I think the top half of it you probably already accounted for. So personally, I would just probably call it whatever the width is, which looks like it's like 18 by another like 8 to 10. It's hard to say for sure. Just again, when we're watching in a video or a picture.
180 square feet. Sure. So let's confirm that we've got walls again in that space. So 2.5 hours. I'm looking at this saying, oh, there's probably a little bit of prep time. You got a bunch of windows. Actually, 2.5 hours seems like it's probably fine, to be honest.
Yeah, I might add a little bit of time for that, like safety along the stairs kind of component to this.
An hour?
Yeah, sure. Just like we talked about on the main stairway there.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So there we go. We've got our mudroom. We've priced out the walls everywhere. Now, I mean, you and I both love doing this. We're going to give it to the customer, select all of that. We're going to group it and call this wall painting on main and first floor. Beautiful. We've got all of those areas there. Add that as a group. And
we could, to your point, like somebody else might choose to leave each of those as separate items without grouping it. And that way you might give your customer more of an a la carte option. And that's going to all depend on the conversation you have with the client.
Absolutely. Depending on your layout, I mean, you could also ungroup this and you could just go and not show the prices if you cared. That's fine. It's also another layout that works. So a bunch of options here. I actually would go into substrate view, and I would just put all those together. Walls. Substrate view, man, game changer for our business. Super cool feature that helps you just kind of get the right information in the customer's hands so they can make decisions, and presents the information in the way that they originally asked. So pretty nice. And that's how I would give that to the customer.
And I think that's like going back to some of the like sales content that we put out there, but it's like we're giving the client a lot of like ability to buy as opposed to just like, here's the one thing that we can give you. The customer might say, okay, now that I've seen this, like maybe we don't need to do the mudroom or, one of the bedrooms upstairs. We're okay with it in like the guest bedroom that nobody uses. And so it's like, okay, cool. Like I can just jump in and remove that part from this. I can add it as an option if you want to add it back in later. You know, what we would do is go in and have a conversation about pricing, right? And where it's like, okay, our price is going to be in the, you know, we're looking like around, you know, the mid 5,000s, right? We're between $5,000 to $6,000 to do this project, and see where the customer like feels about that. They say, well, I really don't want to spend more than 5,000. Then we can have a conversation about, okay, well, maybe there's some of the areas that were originally just kind of on the wish list that we can maybe don't have to include.
Totally. Yeah, price engineering, so powerful. All those options for your customer. So I'm going to this back to the estimate. Yeah, guys, there's our how to price in a house in just over 10 minutes for the walls. So yeah, feel free to leave your comments. Any questions down below. Love to hear them. Love to help. Guys, thanks for watching. We will talk to you soon.